Hello and welcome to the Sporting Tribune today here on KIRN 670 AM in Southern California, the Bet in Las Vegas, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. I got my guys with me, John Browner, Josh Tariff, Timothy Parker. We just watched an awesome Game 3 of the NBA Finals. I feel like every game in the series, even though it was 2-0, has been pretty good, even through Game 3, even though the Spurs kind of thwarted a lot of that energy that was at Madison Square Garden. But I'm going to go around the horn. It's good to see all you guys once again on a brand new week. But this NBA Finals, I think it's going to get good now. John, you're up first, man. What did you think of Game 3 of the NBA Finals?
I put in the text chain, this is the greatest first quarter I've seen in a decade. The first quarter of that game was everything you've ever wanted in an NBA Finals game. It had shot making. It had the anticipation and the energy in the building. It had no foul calls. It had no charge calls. There was no flopping. It was legit man to man, toe to toe, just a rumble. It was my favorite period of the game so far was that first quarter. I have to say this. And we will all get into detail about the ins and outs of the game, but I have to say this. I really believe, and I'm probably gonna get cursed out for this, the Knicks screwed this up. There were too many celebrities there.
Oh.
That energy of that crowd, the fact that they couldn't have a party outside, there was no watch party outside. They pushed them all the way to Central Park. The fact that there was no one in the vicinity to have that energy lead up to the game. There was no bing bong going crazy outside after the game. The fact that I saw courtside, Bloomberg ain't gonna cheer loud. Derek Jeter ain't gonna cheer loud. I saw DJ Khaled, who's a Miami Heat fan, on his phone for 2 quarters straight, not gonna cheer loud. You allowed the money to really remove the energy from that game because it was electric in there to start that game. But once the Spurs took the lead, it died, and you felt it all kind of come out and never really come back. I thought that once this game started after the first quarter, when I had, post-orgasm of the first quarter I had, I literally felt like, wait a minute, where'd my game go for a large portion of the second quarter? Because the energy was gone. And Eli Manning's not going to stand up and cheer. Derek Jeter's not going to stand up and cheer and high-five people. Like, it's just not going to happen. So the energy that I anticipated, having the intimidation factor on the Spurs, never happened because there were too many people paying $50,000 for a ticket in there. But that's just me.
Yeah,
go ahead, Tim.
Go ahead. The hype leading up to this game, Stephen A. Smith saying, "Oh my goodness, we are never going to see anything like this." It all got wiped away, not only by the celebrities in the building, but just the presence of President Trump, because all that energy was wiped away because you couldn't even get in the perimeter. That's why there was no block party. That's why that energy was gone. Basically, a bunch of rich people going through security, going to watch the game. And now I will say on the basketball court, the reason the Spurs won this game is quite simple. Cat versus Wemby. Cat disappeared in the second half, and Wemby played well to start the game. He did what he had to do to set the tone, and then came in the second half and finished the job. That's why the Spurs won. Wemby played a full game, didn't disappear. He took his time, second and third quarter, didn't go crazy, but he set the tone and then finished the job.
Josh, your thoughts on Game 3?
Oh, my thoughts are going to kind of resonate a little bit with what's been said at this point, because it saddens me that the start of this on what was a tremendous Game 3 was about who was in attendance.
Yes,
because I'm going to try my best to be careful with my words here.
Say it.
Well, I'm gonna say it. Let me speak now. But now, I don't care what side of the political swing you're on, because it's not about that. what it's about is the fact that we have a game that obviously things get scheduled within a week or so, trying to figure out the matchups and things of that nature. And you have the commander-in-chief, while there's a war going on, I might add, making time in schedule 5 days in advance and be like, yeah, I can be there. I'm going to show up and I'm going to hang out, which then, to your guys' point, causes the extra security, the no watch parties, the true diehard fans, less energy in there, because where was all the energy for the diehard Knicks fans that were there? It was all going to boo that man.
Yeah.
So by doing stuff like this, where, people will say, oh, no, presidents have been to, NBA finals before. It's like, well, one, not while they're active as president. And two, yes, they've been to sporting events where, they might go to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl scheduled years in advance. So, so pending some emergency that's needed, they will have it set.
And it's already a federal security level event.
Right. It's already to that extent. But my point also with it is the fact that this got announced that President Trump was going to attend after Game 1. If the Spurs won Game 1, he wouldn't have gone. He would not have been there, because all of a sudden the momentum. Oh, I know there's a spotlight in the city that I'm from. It's latching on. I want to be a part of it. Yet all the videos that you're seeing on social media are showing either him being booed, him falling asleep, or him leaving early.
Yeah.
In a game that went to the end of the game. It's not like it was a blowout where you should leave early. This game went to the very end. And again, this just angers me, not from whether you're on the left or right wing. It's the fact that we have spent now the first 8 or 9 minutes of our show not talking about a tremendous Game 3 where the Spurs held on and managed to end this incredible playoff winning streak that the Knicks have done, thanks to the play of Stephon Castle and Wembanyama and the clutch shot by De'Aaron Fox. But we've been spending it talking about the people that are not suited up to play. And that's a problem, and that should never have been the case for the game. So let's get into the game.
The good news is that Game 4 should be a madhouse then.
I would hope so.
Maybe it's a bright side.
But no, for all we know, he's gonna say something and be like, "Oh, they need me.
Oh no,
I'll show up again."
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the actual game that I found to be more interesting than more people will refer to. I thought Mike Brown made some really interesting substitutions by putting Clarkson in the game, and Clarkson provided buckets at a point.
Clarkson did great.
Deuce McBride appeared to not have it tonight. When Landry Shamet was good on the offensive and the defensive rebounding, but the shot making just wasn't there. I thought Josh Hart making shots was the thing that really carried them momentum-wise in the first half. And I really thought Mitch Johnson almost lost this game for the Spurs. I really thought down the clutch, I did not see Mitch Johnson do anything other than almost cost him the game by calling a timeout, which then allowed a review to happen, which took away pretty much a potential 4-point play, which would have sealed the game. Because then it went from being up 7 with a potential of a 3 being made and a free throw to Jalen Brunson turning that into a layup, and now it's a 2-possession game with 4 minutes left. And so I thought that there were various points in this game where I thought Mike Brown did very well with his substitution patterns, and yet here we are again with Keldon Johnson playing too many minutes. I thought Luke Cornett played too many minutes, but he actually was serviceable tonight, so I can't crush him. But the minutes that Mike Brown was able to get from his bench were vital because Mikal Bridges didn't score into the fourth quarter, and Karl Anthony Towns, who we've been praising.
Yes,
we've been throwing roses at his feet like he's from coming to America.
He was the ghost in the second half.
And just, where'd you go, big fella? Where'd you go?
And do you guys think that is a product of the Spurs defense ticking it up to what we saw in the conference finals? Or do you think it's just the Knicks maybe running out of a little bit of that magic gas that they've been on, where they were just hitting timely shots. They were getting out in that's what the Knicks like. They like to speed things up a little bit, try to get out into the half court really quick to get that Spurs that's what they were doing the first 2 games, was kind of getting that Spurs defense on their heels to where you can kind of get in the paint and then spread the ball out to the perimeter. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys think that it was the Spurs defense just saying, hey, listen, it's basically a must win for us. Our backs are against the wall. We're playing with house money. Let's go get it.
That's exactly what I think it is, because the Knicks were not blown out. I mean, the Knicks were down 12 and fought their way back, had the lead, and went back and forth. They only lost the game by 4. It was the Spurs, because they know, hey, if we lose this, especially in this environment, we are down 0-3. We know the history books. We know no team has ever come back from down 0-3. We know this. We're done. So they knew their defense had to turn it up a notch, and it did. Where Mikal Bridges, who has been practically like breaking records with field goal percentage during the whole playoffs, when you only held him to 5 shots period, like you mentioned, as far as Cat was rarely seen in the entire second half, Wemby really turned it up with the defense. And not just Wemby, but obviously you definitely saw the aggression in him. There was that play towards the end of the game where him and Cat were just shoving and like throwing each other, but to the credit, no calls being made. They're just like, no, we're going to play this out. Because hey, unless we start seeing someone get thrown to the ground in blood, we're going here. So it was the aggression on them realizing, hey, we have to be pit bulls out there. We are going to be in the middle of New York City. We got to be the pit bulls and shut this crowd up and take at least one, so we know we're going back home. And that's what they did.
There was a key play in this game. I think it was in the fourth quarter, when Wemby caught a lob and laid it in. I think it was about 6 minutes left in the game. And I'm thinking to myself, if you do that at the end of game 2, you probably may have the lead in this series. It's an unstoppable play. He's taller. I think Shaman was on him on that play. Now, obviously, Shaman's not going to be on him on post possessions, but still, he's going to have 5 inches of space on anybody who's guarding him, even including Cat. That should have been the play to win in the game for game 2. So again, that's a Mitch Johnson issue. And I also, to the point about the Knicks magic is not gone. The Spurs played their butts off, and yet somehow the Knicks were up by 7 at halftime. I mean, somehow, like, the Knicks got some special juju, because as we talked about, this roster is not special or spectacular. Something's going on with this team.
I want to get everybody's input on this, Grant included.
Yes.
But hear me out, and tell me if I'm wrong. If you watched every game of this series, if you were a Spurs fan, you went into tonight's game going, if we make it through the first punch, we will win this game. Look how they lost game 2. They didn't get their souls snatched. They dropped the ball. They got Brunson won game 1, and I get it because you transferred from a game 7 against a heated rival, and now you're out here, and now you got to find the rhythm of a completely different player who is playing at the same level of the 2-time MVP, and so that's hard with our defenders. But what we saw from game 2 and tonight, there's no fear. They weren't afraid of the crowd. They're damn sure not afraid of the opponent. And so are you guys seeing that what I'm seeing from a standpoint of the Spurs think they're better than the Knicks?
Because they are. That's what's crazy about this.
I don't know. Listen, I wouldn't say that. But I will agree with you here, John, is that let's just go game by game. Game 1, really close game. The Spurs had a double-digit lead, I believe, in game 1, too. They just couldn't close it out. They got off to a great start. Game 2 got off to another great start. We're up by double digits in that one. Blew that lead, and they had a chance to win the game down the stretch and tie the series up. They end up not doing that. So you can say that they were down 0-2, but I do not feel like the Spurs were that far away from making the series tied or even being up 2-0. Shoot, they could have been up 2-0 themselves if they would have handled a few things, and that's the little things that the Knicks did well in the first 2 games that I just really think they didn't do in game 3, where they didn't get to the 50-50 balls. And also this, the Spurs started out hot again, And like John said, they were able to withstand the Knicks run this time. The other two games, they allowed it to get out of control and let the Knicks get a 7 to 10 point lead. So I think, especially when you're at Madison Square Garden, you need to minimize as much energy as possible, because 1-5-0 run and that crowd is going nuts, and then your mind is going a million miles an hour. I think they slowed it down a bit. I mean, like I said in the last show, after I think game 1 or whatever it was that when Wemby dribbled that ball off his leg, like I could just tell that he was sped up a little bit. And I felt like in this game, down in the third and the fourth quarters, now again they did have some costly turnovers and they let the Knicks back in the game, but I felt like down the stretch it was more calculated, much like we saw from the Knicks in the first two games. So, like, do you guys think that this win that the Spurs can have, do you think this carries over now, or do you think it's just, oh well, the Knicks, hey, they had their loss, but they'll be back fine in game 4? Because I think, listen, we got their first finals game at MSG out of the way in 27 years, whatever it is. There's so many headlines about this game. I feel like now it's like, okay, got that out of the way, now let's play some basketball, we'll feed into our home crowd and we'll get to it. What do you guys think about that?
I'm staying with what I was saying before the final started, which is Knicks in 6.
Okay.
So I feel that New York, to your point, Grant. Okay, yeah, all the hoopla is over. Now it's just a game.
Yeah.
And Knicks will come back and win game 4, be up 3-1.
3-1.
Go back to San Antonio, where the Spurs will survive and win game 5, and then back in the Garden, they will close it out in 6.
See, now I said Spurs in 6 or 7, and let me explain why. Because I love that you said Knicks in 6. The reason why I think 6 or 7 is I don't think 6 is alive, because I don't think they're going to beat the Knicks 4 games in a row. But I think 7's very much alive because the way that they've won, the way that they lost game 2, and then the way that they came back in game. I was thinking about this as I was watching the game. I don't think I've ever seen a game with that much pressure in it that didn't result from an actual championship. The pressure from that, all circumstances, the Knicks' record, the Knicks not being in the finals since '99, and then you got the fishbowl that is the NBA Finals with the Knicks in it. I don't think there's, in the most famous arena in the world, I don't think there's ever been that much pressure for an individual game. Therefore, going forward, until there is maybe a game 7 or a closeout game for both teams, the pressure of that level will not exist probably ever again for anyone on the court playing in a basketball game again. The intensity to start that game, I could feel it from my house, and I'm in Southern California. And so I could just imagine what it was actually physically like being on that court for the first 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You're never going to get that again. Game 4 will not be able to duplicate that. I don't give a damn who shows up because that was the first time. This will be the second time they've played in Madison Square Garden since 1999 in the NBA Finals. So you've now done everything before, and you won that game. So now there's no level of pressure or intensity that as your best player being 22, the other one's 22, and the other one's 20. It won't get any worse than what you just experienced. So this is why I think 7 is still alive.
I think you could say that same exact thing on the Knicks side, though, because all the pressure was on them as well because of the hype with everything.
Sure.
And let me say this. I thought that hurt them.
Yeah. I agree with you, John.
Yeah.
Even though they're more veteran players, the idea being they had never seen Madison Square Garden like that either.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the two sides to that coin, because it was so amped up in there. It was amped up for every player, and you could tell in the start of the game. I think that's what hurt Mikal Bridges. I think that's what hurt Karl Anthony Towns. That's what killed Landry Shamet.
Yeah, Landry Shamet.
Because
too.
Landry Shamet chants. That loud Garden was doing Landry Shamet chants.
I think they all
a man who didn't have a team a year ago.
They were. I think the Knicks themselves were like, "Whoa, this is crazy," and we play here. So go ahead.
I think the winner of Game 4 wins the series.
Because
Talking about pressure from game
Hold
pressure from game 3. Now we got the pressure in game 4 for sure.
Hold on, Tim, I want you to explain that.
Because obviously, if the Knicks win, they're going to win the series probably in 6 at the Garden, like we've been saying.
How? How? When the Spurs just won the most pressurized game any of us have ever seen. We can all admit that. And the Spurs won that game.
I'm just saying, if the Knicks win game 4, then they're 1 win away. They're probably going to wrap it up in 6.
Yeah, I don't think they'll lose three in a row, I think is what Tim is saying,
And if the Spurs win, now they have home court advantage again, and they've been through the New York chaos, and they've won 2 in a row in New York. You might as well give the championship on the platter. I mean, to win it to New York, going back to San Antonio with Wemby and Mitch Johnson figuring it out, you can book it. So whoever wins this game wins the championship to me.
Let's do a hand on the Bible real quick. Who thought the Spurs would win tonight? Because I didn't. And I'm not gonna lie to you. You thought they would?
Know.
Okay.
I did think the Spurs would would pull it out to try to even the series. I didn't know it was going to be a game like this. That would be so bad. Like I honestly thought
they would kick their ass.
I thought they were going to blow them out. I really did. And so all of a sudden, when the Knicks came back from the 12-point deficit, I'm like, oh my goodness, the Knicks are actually going to pull this off, and I'm totally wrong. And now they're going to sweep them.
That's why I think game 4 is going to be a dogfight. Of course, I'll be wrong, and somebody's going to get blown out. But I see game.
It's the confidence I like about you, Tim.
Yeah.
It's the confidence.
But I see game 4 being a dogfight. Like I said, the winner of that wins the series, in my opinion.
John, what do you think? Do you think it goes 3-1, or do you think it's 2-2?
I think that regardless of what happens, what I've seen from the Spurs. They went on the road in Game 7. Defending champ, 2-time MVP, won that game. They go in the most pressure-packed situation I have ever seen in a basketball situation. They win that game. I don't think that their confidence can be shaken. Even if they get blown out by the Knicks, they'll go, this is what we did wrong in this game. Just like in Game 2, just like in Game 1. Those games are no different. We lost by 1 in this game. We lost by 21 in this game. We still lost the game. We got a home game. Let's win that game. I think the confidence of this young group is very rare. The way that they were able to handle themselves tonight, they never look flustered. They never look
composed.
They look like they deserve to be there, and they look like they believe they're the better team. That's why, to me, their confidence is unshakable, and that's why I don't think it'll be over, regardless of who wins. Because the Knicks, these some bad. I don't want to curse here, but these some bad boys. I discounted the Knicks a lot. The Knicks are ready for this challenge, and that's why I think if the Spurs win in Game 4, the Knicks have won 2 games in San Antonio already.
Well, one last quick stat. Apparently, first 3 games of the NBA Finals decided by 10 or fewer points. This is the first time that has happened in 11 years. Jeez. That just shows how close this battle's been.
Also, before we go to break, the New York Knicks have been outscored by 24 points in the 37 minutes that Karl Anthony Towns has been off the floor in the 3 games. And the team that has won the turnover battle has won all 3 games to begin the NBA Finals. So it's been a really good series, guys. We'll continue talking about this in segment 2 here on the Sporting Tribune today.
It's all coming together. Piles of statistics, pages of box scores, years of wisdom right here if I could just find my pen.
What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Oh, me too. And done.
What?
BetOnline.ag, the best online betting site.
BetOnline.ag.
A little easier than what you got going on here.
Thanks. Oh. Huh.
Join today and use promo code BETNOW to receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
All right, welcome back to the Sporting Tribune today. We're reacting to Game 3 of the NBA Finals. You guys, I was scrolling through social media, and usually we get these quotes as we're doing the show, since we do it right after. And I came across Mike Brown talking about how he's not happy with the officiating after Game 3. And all of us pre-show, and Tim has a great reaction. If you're listening on audio only, you're not going to see it. So go look at our stream at Sporting Trib on X to see Tim's reaction to me saying that. But Mike Brown said that he's not happy with the officiating, Tim. He said, I never thought I'd be in the NBA Finals and see a team get 24 free throw attempts in the second half to another team's 8, if I could speak and say sentences in English. So, Tim, what do you think of his little comment here?
It's gamesmanship. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna kill him, but he's wrong. I mean, this is a Phil Jackson mind game trick for the next game. The reason his team didn't get foul calls because his offense was abysmal in the second half. It was one guy carrying them again. The guys couldn't make shots. Their offenses didn't have anything going. I don't blame the referees for rewarding the more aggressive team, which was the Spurs, particularly in that second half, especially when you have a 7-5 alien. You know what I mean?
So what do you think he's trying to do is this to his team, saying oh, that was the reason we lost, it wasn't you guys, or what do you think?
He's working the referees for Game 4 to make sure that the referees are keen to give them the close calls that he didn't get tonight. Period. That's what he's doing.
It's more, but yeah, he could say all he wants, but the big stat to me is the fact that the Spurs had 10 more assists than the Knicks tonight.
They moved
exactly
so well.
So when you got Brunson and Hart, who are both incredible at passing the ball, but it was the Spurs again, aggressiveness on defense and their ball distribution. That was the difference in this game in the Spurs. So I mean, I'm not opposed to a coach doing things like this, especially if it comes from a coach where you don't necessarily hear this type of speech often, because like I said, gamesmanship, because now it's going to be in the head and now will the refs have a little more leeway in Game 4, which obviously they shouldn't, because we're all pretty much in agreement that hey, the refs did a good job tonight.
I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I think that Mike
Cook.
What was that?
Because I know you want to say something.
I'm gonna go off, dog. I'm trying to measure myself. I get the curse on my pod, so I try to reframe it until we get in the after show for that.
Family show. It's family show.
I try to pace myself to make sure my words come out as strategic as possible.
Okay.
But this is buffoon behavior by Mike Brown.
No,
this is
utterly, strategy.
This is no. Phil Jackson does strategy. Pat Riley does strategy. Greg Popovich does strategy.
Okay.
If you try to take a page out of their book, please be ready to have an actual strategy on the court to match your playbook off the court, buddy. That ain't your game, big fella.
Okay.
It's just not. That, as Patrick Ewing once said in a Georgetown timeout, do you work on that? Do you work on that? Why are you doing that right now?
You shoot that shot.
Do you shoot that shot? Do you practice that? Okay, I'm looking Mike Brown in the eyes right now, bro. You'll be better than that. Don't do that. You didn't lose this game because y'all didn't get enough foul calls. Because if you want to do that, you're gonna lose because you have no other way to defend Wemby than to literally hold both his arms while he's going for a rebound.
And you cannot complain about a loss when you have had 3 losses in the entire playoffs by a total of 6 points.
So this idea that now he wants to play the ref card, that just shows you how much of a buffoon of a coach he can be at times.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, Mike Brown's been great. He's been great against Lil Mitch Johnson. He's been great against Bobblehead Mitch. He's been great against him.
Bobblehead Mitch.
Because that's all he do on the sideline.
Yo, yes.
I can't wait to see how Mitch Johnson does without Sean Sweeney next year.
So this idea, because I don't think Mitch Johnson can coach his way out of a wet paper bag. That's just my personal opinion about him. He's got tremendous young players, and they pretty much carry the water for him because it's his first time being out there too. Mm-hmm. But for Mike Brown, and Mike Brown has outcoached him, and so I lay off on Mike Brown because I thought his substitution pattern was great tonight. I thought their defensive scheme against the Spurs has been really well executed. But when you go to these shenanigans, these are low bar shenanigans. that people who can actually get in the referee's head. You don't have Michael Jordan. You don't have Kobe Bryant. You don't have this you don't have this otherworldly player that no one can guard. You don't have a Shaquille O'Neal where he is actually getting fouled every play. Jalen Brunson is creating contact. So if you want to play that game, Karl Anthony Towns will foul out in 6 minutes.
It's funny you bring that up, John. I want to put something up on the screen that Kat said after the game about the officiating.
Oh boy.
Said that ain't cost us the game. We turned the ball over, didn't execute, didn't do what it got us 13 straight wins in a row.
So now
conflicting with his head coach.
It ain't conflicting. Your coach is a bozo, and he's exposing himself. The actual men on the court are like, nah, they beat us. We turned the ball over too many times.
13-8 in the turnovers. 13.
Can you credit Mike Brown for trying
to do what?
Work the refs.
To make his team look soft?
Game.
Bro, this make Mike Brown's team look soft, dog. This make Mike... again, I love the New York fan base. I think that fan base is rabid. I think they know basketball. There's about 5 or 6 markets that know basketball. LA's one, Chicago's one, Boston's one. There are a couple of markets that just know basketball, and I love their fan base because of the way that they treat the game of basketball. They deserve better than that bozo answer. Oh, well, we didn't get enough whistles. Bro, that was the best officiated game of that magnitude again I've ever seen. At one point, you had guys pushing each other, and they didn't run in and get in the way. They went, y'all done? Y'all smiling? All right, cool. Everybody go to your timeouts.
Yeah.
Like, this was awesome. So why would you piss in the pool and tell people, oh, the referees didn't call enough fouls for us? Come on, man. You going back to Mr. Potato Head now, Mike Brown. Don't be that guy. You better than that.
How about this one? How about this one, John? Wemby shoves Brunson in the back of the head. No call. You love that?
No call. And
look.
Brunson goes right back at him, putting his finger in his face, and Wemby laughed. And guess what? They kept playing.
Yeah.
By the way, they were beating up Brunson tonight. Remember the one?
They're throwing him across the floor in every game.
Yeah, they're pushing him.
He little.
That's a foul, John.
That's what teams are going to be doing to Darius A-Cup Jr. when he gets into the league. Man.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Now let's take it. Okay. You guys are right. Okay. They're throwing Brunson around.
Are we getting paid to mention A-Cup in this show at this point?
$1 a show. If you're going to tell me that they're throwing Jalen Brunson around, I got some Wemby film I want to show you.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can you send it to me so I can put it on the screen?
One.
So
the cat one.
I could get that one.
So which one do we want to do? Which one?
Yeah, which one? Take your pick.
Which one do we want to do? Do we want to do, because Mitch Johnson clearly ain't up to snuff for this, but at least he's not dumb enough to be like, well, we didn't get foul calls in game 1 or 2. He didn't even do that. Mike Brown went to the lowest hanging fruit, the lowest of low hanging fruit. And I'm not going to let him chalk this up to mind games. You ain't playing on mind games with the referee, buddy. Stop it. They got the guy who gets fouled on every play on the other team, and you want to whine about fouls.
Can I just I'm just seeing now a quote by Wemby that's been going on, because, again, we're like, oh, this person's doing this, this person's doing that. Meanwhile, apparently Wemby is throwing strays, because in his presser, someone asked him about being New York's newest villain, and he said, and I quote, I'm nowhere near Trae Young level, though.
No, he didn't. He did say that.
That's true.
It's just like, yeah, but like, where did Trae Young come from in all this? Why?
Trae Young was hated.
I know he's hated. I understand he's hated, but it's just like, come on, Wemby, you're talking about the finals here. Trae Young has been home for 18 months now.
Bro, the Knicks made the play or whatever. They advanced, and people were saying F Trae Young. Like, he wasn't even a part of it.
F Trae Young in the interviews outside.
After they beat the Hawks, and he wasn't even on the Hawks. He's on the Wizards.
They got a special place in New York for Trae Young, dog.
I guess, I guess so.
Yeah.
So I don't. Me personally, I don't think that this game was moved by anything other than the players. And that's what made this game so spectacular. That's what made this series so spectacular. There has not been one call in question that decided the game at all in any way, shape, or form. And the last thing I want is for dumbass Mike Brown to bring this up.
Oh, my God.
And then the next thing you know, now you got the refs out here calling everything because Mike Brown wants everything called. And then he's going to say, well, the referees are messing up the game because they're calling ticky-tack fouls. Like, bro, pick one.
John, I don't disagree with you. Okay, but imagine you being Mike Brown. You just lost a close game when you were down in like 2 late in the game, and you see the box score, and you see a 16 free throw discrepancy. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
This is what I tell my men in the locker room. We got to play better. And then I'm gonna go out in the press conference, and I'm gonna say real short, listen, man, we got to play better. Turned the ball over too many times. I'm not worried about the free throws. The calls come and go.
Yeah, like don't disappear in the fourth.
Play better.
Shoot better in the fourth.
Cat got do this. Cat's been great in game 1 and 2. I kind of felt like I kind of lost him at some point there in the second half. That's on me as a coach. That's what you do. Don't go, well, look at the free throw discrepancy. Come on, you got to be, again, little Mitch Johnson. You out coaching him. Don't make me turn on you again, Mike Brown, because I would love to. I would love to turn on you, Mike Brown. Just give me a reason, dog. Just give me a reason. Let little Mitch tie it up. I'm gonna come for you. But until then, I'm on your side, Mike. I'm on your side. Don't be out here like this. You better than this. I will hope you better. Your team's better than this. New York is better than this. The Knicks fan base, they're better than this. Don't do this, Mike.
The Knicks had 21 second chance points as well, so they had opportunities to.
And how do you think you get them offensive rebounds without fouling?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And then we have that visual proof of Cat wrapping his arms around Wemby.
And the Knicks were better in the fast break. I mean, you can look at like 3-pointers. That's probably one of the reasons they lost. I was going to ask you guys this because I've seen this across social media. Like I wouldn't say people are turning on Wemby, but people are starting to like realize some of the things that he's doing, whether it's interviews, whether it's the little ticky-tack like tugs and pulls and all that stuff. People are starting to kind of like, whoa, Wemby's kind of dirty. Well, what? I'm like, dude, what do you want him to do? He's getting mauled down there. What do you want him to do? He has to fight back. You don't want him to fight back?
It was a lot of dirty stuff going on tonight, man.
No, but it's. I'm not just saying in this game. I'm saying like across the series, overall, and I'm sure it's because there's a bigger spotlight now, so every little thing is going to get analyzed. But I'm seeing everybody like, oh, now you guys are seeing how dirty Wemby actually is. I'm like, bro, what?
Want me to help you?
Yes, please, John.
I can fix this real easy. You know what's happening to Wemby? He's playing the Knicks.
Yeah,
he's playing the New York Knicks.
Bro,
okay,
he was on everybody's good side when they're playing the Thunder, John.
Right. He's playing the Knicks now. So he can be the most cuddly, lovable guy we've had since Steph Curry in this position. He's a demon now because he's doing it against the Knicks. Okay, as much as I love the Knicks fan base, you're the bad guy immediately. Again, they're screaming F Trae Young still. Just to put it in a capsule. It doesn't matter. This idea that he's dirty, I've never seen somebody not complain to the ref. Imagine if this was happening to Luka.
We've already seen that.
Imagine if this was happening to Draymond Green. The level of fouls he's getting. Like, come on, man. No, I can't.
But look, and remember, this. I think it stems from this play, John, where Wemby went up to Mason Plumlee and Bismack Biyombo and was like, hey, do this to Jared McCain or whatever.
So
and that's when people were like, "Oh, how dare he? He's setting a bounty on Jared McCain." That's what it was.
Well, I'll add this: if Mike Brown wanted the Knicks to get more fouls called, then you should have played Mitchell Robinson more than 7 minutes.
Great point.
Because you're purposely taking him out of the game because you don't want him to get to the line. But if you're complaining that you're not going to the line, you at least get him in so they can work up the team fouls.
and like Mitchell Robinson was 2 of 3 from the field. It's not like he was
effective tonight.
I mean, in 7 minutes, he had 5 points and 4 rebounds. He still
he
did great in that little bit he was in the game.
I just think that when it comes
and all 4 of those boards were offensive, by the way.
Wow, that's
which,
big.
by the way, you cannot get an offensive board at this level of basketball without a foul. I don't care who you are. If you watch somebody like I think Brunson had a couple tips to keep it live.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell Robinson had a bunch of them. Josh Hart's making millions of dollars off of swooping in and getting offensive rebounds. So this idea that you can accumulate all these positive hustle plays, but then not also get those plays cleanly. I just don't buy that. But I thought that, again, this game was hard fought between 2 teams that really wanted to win. I thought the Knicks, I don't want to call it shrinking, because I didn't think they shrunk, because Josh Hart making threes when nobody was making shots when he came home. OG Anunoby had probably one of the quietest games I looked up, but he had 25. So they had guys respond in situations where you need guys to respond. I just thought that the Spurs played better. The Knicks played tremendous defense tonight. The Spurs played tremendous defense tonight. The Spurs were just a little bit better, just like the Knicks were a little bit better in game 1, and Wemby threw game 2 away with turnover, foul, missed jump shot in like 9 seconds, and that's never happened before. So this game played out between 2 good teams, and one team won and the other team didn't. That's it, man. That's it. But that's what we want.
And I'll repeat this. And I started out the beginning of the show with this thought. It's pretty much Cat versus Wemby. If Cat plays like an all-star, Knicks win. And if he doesn't, and especially if Wemby is playing well, they're not going to win. So if again, like to your point, John, if I'm Mike Brown, I got to figure out a way to get Cat more productive as opposed to arguing about foul calls.
What as far as product, why have they not necessarily tried a lineup rotation, or at least they haven't done it much, with both Cat and Mitchell Robinson at the same time, and try to go big?
If you do that, there will be zero penetration. And I think the idea that having both of them in the game, Mitchell Robinson will never leave the paint, even outside the pick and roll. Yeah. When he goes for the lob, he goes into the dunker spot. This just allows Wemby to sag down. So now instead of guarding Josh Hart, who showed his worth tonight by making threes after scoring nothing in game 2, you now don't have to have that wide open Josh Hart practice 3 that he's making. You're now trying to stop Mitchell Robinson. But to Mitchell Robinson's credit, his ability to screen within the paint allowed for multiple Jalen Brunson layups tonight. Mm-hmm. So it begs a very important question of what is the value of Mitchell Robinson and how long can he be productive before you start fouling him? Because I thought his minutes were very useful tonight. Mm-hmm. But Mike Brown was trying to beat the curve by taking him out in time for them to not rather foul him or for them not to slow the rhythm of the game down. And I think that did a disservice because I thought Mitch Robinson, again, in short display, played very well tonight.
Because if you were to play both of them, all right, Wemby would be guarding Cat, but then it would be someone probably like
you'd be guarding Mitchell Robinson.
You think Wemby would guard? Well, if Wemby would guard Mitchell Robinson, then Cat can feast.
Exactly. That's a great point.
That's a very good point, depending on which Cat you get.
Because I
didn't
if he settles,
then I didn't think the Spurs did anything different in their game plan tonight, other than I think Keldon Johnson was on him a couple of times, and they guarded him with bigs. So when he got the ball, they pressured him, which forced him to come out of pass position, and then they also doubled him a couple times too down the stretch, which I thought was interesting. And so I thought that he wasn't aggressive at all throughout the game. When I think he had De'Aaron Fox on him. He took him to the basket a couple of times and screamed at him like, little guy, I scored on you. That wasn't necessary, but that's very Cat of him to do so. Yeah. And I thought that level of aggression didn't go against Keldon Johnson. That level of aggression didn't show up against Cornette. That level of aggression didn't show up against Wemby, and it did in the first 2 games, and so it was fruitful for him. Sure. Why his lack of aggression towards Wemby in this game, I don't know, and I think this is where the crowd got him too. Because go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Wemby. So far in these 3 games of the finals, Wemby's averaging 29 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and just under 2 steals a game.
That's gross. And I'm like, he ain't playing well.
And we're like, and we're all just like, oh, he's not getting that many rebounds. He's not as effective for whatever reason. It's like these are numbers of dream team players. I mean, like
10 on an off series is crazy. I was going to ask you guys this. I don't know if you guys care about presentation and graphics and like how TV teams set up the
zero
energy.
I absolutely do. I'm a TV guy.
Okay,
so
Tim, that's great because I do as well. I'm a big software guy, so I like to see how ESPN introduces the players and the starting lineups and how they go from the
game's
inside
in
the
1080p.
NBA.
We don't need to discuss that. The game's in 1080p.
Wait,
That's a crime.
ask the question, man. Ask the question.
So my question, I guess, to the panel, but I'll start with you, Tim. Do you think ESPN's done a good job so far with the presentation of the NBA Finals?
They're obviously going to always be lacking in comparison to NBC and what Turner used to do. However, they're doing the best. At least they're actually showing the starting lineups.
Why are we acting like this is the first time ABC's done the NBA Finals?
No. Because
they're better this year.
They're better this year,
and it's still not the same. Like it's very. Oh God. Well.
Say it.
It's a machine. I'll say that.
No. Get your rocks off. Say what you
I'm picking my words carefully.
No. Say the full sentence. You wanted to say Mickey Mouse machine. That's what you wanted to say.
It's a machine.
So
therefore, sometimes, it's a machine. So sometimes it feels like a machine, but at least this time. I think the NBA has also had a big influence on them with the court presentation,
painting the logo.
The ESPN people watching what NBC did, they said, okay, we got to at least do that for the finals. And I'm sure the NBA were in their ear too to try to make them enhance just a little bit. So we wouldn't even get the starting lineups in finals pass.
Yeah. And like people are going to like say, like John, I'm sure you'll say like, oh, what does it matter? Who cares about the presentation of the starting lineups? Like, what about the basketball? I just think it makes the game. Like if you have a good presentation, like I remember watching these great finals games, the Celtics and the Lakers. I remember the music that would play going into a commercial. I would remember Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy with the quotes that they would say going to a break, coming back from a commercial break, how they would set up a play, how they would set up a moment. I remember those things. The finals in 2016, Cavs Warriors. I remember how impactful, like the how heavy the moment felt, and they don't have a memorable. They don't have a memorable. I know we got to go soon. They don't have a memorable theme song anymore. They don't have a memorable theme song anymore. And also, I also say this: how cool would it have been to have Mark Jackson and Van Gundy at the first finals game? That would be pretty cool.
In 27 years,
JVG's ours now. You can't take him.
It is what it
is. John, hold on. I would like to get John's thoughts after we. Well, hold on, John. We're gonna
post show this.
yeah. It's a good post show segment. Okay, guys, we are going to end the radio portion of the show now. We're going to stick around for the post show because this is where things get really good, just off the hook. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in here on the Sporting Tribune today.
That is the most suburban dad comment I think I've ever heard you make.
Hey, tune in when we get PG-13. I mean, that's pretty much what you were doing there, Grant.
Okay, thank you for tuning in to the cordial part of the show. Golly, I'm getting cooked over here.
Golly, I'm getting cooked. There you go.
Off the hook, golly.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to get to the post show right now. My name is Grant Mona with John, Josh, and Tim. Stick around for a less golly part of the show.
Oh, that's so good.
All right, we are back on the post show, and I'm going to stop speaking.
No.
Please.
Speak, please. No, keep speaking. Keep speaking. Just don't say gosh, dong, and doggone it and all that.
Just stop using the script
damn it,
from Happy
John.
Days.
Can you please?
There it is.
Can you please explain why you don't like ESPN?
Okay, so it's not that I don't like ESPN. What I don't like is this idea. Now, I love Jeff Van Gundy, and I love Mark Jackson. I believe Mark Jackson should still be coaching, and if not, I think him and Jeff Van Gundy in my lifetime were the pair I loved listening to outside of Bill Walton, who was just a completely different idea of listening to a ball game.
You like Marvin Nazar? Marvin Nazar is the best ever, bro.
You mean a biter?
Yes, the biter.
No, I'm good, bro. I'll pass. I don't like Bob Costas either.
Oh, come on, bro. You got it. I
like my color commentary between two dudes who, if they were sitting at a park, it would still sound the same. That's what Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy gave to me. That was that gift. Richard Jefferson doesn't do that.
I agree.
And I'm not waiting for Richard. I love Mike Brain, but if you ain't got Steph Curry, for him to go bang, he pretty much useless too. Okay?
Whoa!
So,
what about legs?
Miss me.
Legs is
Legler?
Legs is fantastic.
In addition to that, because I'm going to go from top to bottom next, y'all piss me off.
Oh, my God.
All right,
oh, boy.
Let's get to it.
Jeremy Lin, I don't fucking eat you nowhere around either for my NBA Finals coverage, because, bitch, you ain't never been there. 2, Draymond Green, I don't eat you around at all, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm on board with that one. I'm definitely on board with that one.
Most unlikable person they keep putting in front of my face since Kale. I don't know what to do about you at all, but I feel like they're going to force feed me you until you retire and your Q rating sinks so goddamn low that they just cannot put you on TV anymore. He brings no value. There's a thing called likability, and he doesn't have it. Charles Barkley has it.
Yes.
Plus, Shaquille O'Neal's on every commercial. He has it. Ernie Johnson is your white uncle for black people.
Yes.
He's cool. And Kenny Smith is the other uncle who he got all the cool stuff that he'll let you play with if you come by his house on time. Okay. He'll open a beer for you and hand it to you, and you can drink it behind him just a sip, though. That's who Kenny Smith is. Draymond Green is the uncle you don't let the kids around because you don't know what he's going to say and they're going to repeat it. Like, we just don't need him around.
What does this have to do with the presentation of the finals? You just hate their talent, bro.
And now let me get to that. I don't give a damn whether you play the starting lineup or not. Are they going out on the court when the starting five, when the game starts? Yeah, man. I don't want smoke in the arena, okay? I don't want fireworks indoors. Sorry, that's just me. I don't want
wait a second. This is
back of the backboard.
Nah, bro. Nah, you're not getting. This is the same man who, like me, grew up with.
Oh yeah,
from North Carolina. So what's
that
the
was pretty
difference
good,
between that and thank you, and New York's version of that? Like everybody.
Sorry, I said that too nice. I got to be more mean. I can't be cordial.
Legendary.
So if they didn't show the Bulls like starting lineups on TV, wouldn't you be pissed off?
No, because I got to see Michael Jordan after that.
Okay, all right.
I don't understand what
Brunson.
I don't. We got a fantastic basketball game, and you know what had no determination on that? Whether they set the starting lineup or not. I didn't need to see. Let me tell you something too.
I would love.
I didn't need to see the guy who played the Scarecrow. Okay, singing the national anthem. I didn't need that information in my life. I really didn't.
Me neither. He was good though.
He was good.
That was great.
Amazing. It was beautiful. It was a great rendition of the national anthem. Did I need it though? Nah. I knew what I needed? That first quarter. Okay, that's what I needed. So them doing the graphics on the screen and having it vanish. And I was watching the game with my girl, and she said, "Is that on the court? That's how good it was visually. Is that on the court? Is that the scoreboard?" Like, I looked at her like, "Girl, you've been watching basketball with me for too damn long to think that's actually on the court. What's wrong with you?" No, I don't need. Me personally, I don't need that. But if you're a TV person and you work behind the bells and the whistles, yeah, let's get your jollies up, and I respect that.
Thank you.
It does. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, we enjoy it. Like
I respect
we live for this, man.
But like John, there's a lot of NBA fan, and like sure, the casual fan doesn't care. Like they don't give a shit if it looks whatever. But there's a lot of NBA fans that have been watching for a long time that can tell the degradation. And again, that's another white ass.
But no,
God damn.
Grant,
the
I will say
degradation
this.
of presentation for basketball games. That's why everyone was like, oh, NBC finally cares about the product. Oh, Amazon finally cares about the product, because people were like, bro, TNT, inside the NBA, they were giving me nothing. ESPN was giving me nothing.
I will say this, Grant, though. There's one area where I'm kind of floating the gray area between you and John, because you just mentioned, as far as like the casual fan. To me, in my opinion, the announcements of the starting lineups are specifically for the casual fan, because this way they are recognizing, that's that Jalen Brunson guy. Okay, cool. So now I know to look for him. Now, I love hearing the starting lineup announced, but
I do too.
To John's point, I understand it's not necessary. It's not like it's required.
Well, sure.
I think if they're doing it,
experience was ruined because of
it. I'm saying I feel they're doing that. They brought it back for the casual viewers and hoping that now they'll get that chance to see the full name with the face. So then hopefully that casual fan can become a fan of that player.
John, can you hear in your head the Inside the NBA music?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It supplements the experience, because that music means Inside the NBA is on.
Yes.
You know that jingles, there's a reason why people have jingles, like all these commercials have jingles, because it makes it supplements the experience.
I also know every word from the DMX album is dark and hell is hot. That ain't no difference to me. It's all the same. Music just gets stuck. Music gets the nostalgia of it. I would want, and I know I'm about to get booed for this. I would prefer if NBC played a different song.
Oh, so you don't want Round Ball Rock?
What the hell's wrong with you?
Because they'll never top that. So why would you try to continue to leave? Why would you try to live in the past of what you've done? Create something new. If you're ESPN, right, and this is what the fire is.
They tried to create something new. You don't even know the song now. Back in
yeah,
those
they
days,
did.
When Grant was talking about those finals, you remember. Yeah,
like
you knew that this was June. This was Kobe.
Mama, there goes
Dwight
that
Howard.
man.
Come on, man! Like this is part of our lexicon.
Allow me to have this dance. Like, come on, man.
But that's the call. I thought we weren't talking about that.
No, but it all goes hand in hand, though. It all goes hand in hand. Like the music that Tim was saying, I remember that in my head because of the moments that those were a part of.
Me personally, I don't think the presentation goes along with the call. I think the call in itself stands alone. Like one of the things that I find to be, I saw Derrick Rose said Stacey King is a longtime Chicago Bulls announcer, and Derrick Rose put out a statement or whatever a press release, on behalf of him paying homage to Stacey King, saying that because you caused so many of my great moments, as long as I live on, you live on. That to me is remarkable. That has nothing to do with, and now you're starting. That ain't the same. That ain't the same. So to me, the call is in a different box than the presentation. Because to me, the presentation, as long as I can see the score, that's all that matters to me.
I wouldn't love sports the way I do without the presentation.
Yes, this Stacey King thing, that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't love sports the way I do because yes,
yes, a lie. Tell a different lie.
No.
Lie.
I wouldn't, because I can go outside and watch 10 dudes hoop and enjoy that too.
Like a motherfucker right now.
Man, I am going to be tuning in for Tim's post show on the game that he just watched down at the park.
The 5-on-5 at the park on the blacktop.
Right. You've been scream 10 dudes.
No,
I want to know what adjustments they got to make by next Tuesday.
Right. After they sprain their ankle getting off the Amazon truck delivering boxes. Like, what are we talking about? Don't you dare! How dare you say that? You know that's a lie. Michael Jordan got you hooked in the basketball.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Yes, obviously Jordan was a huge part of it, but I didn't have cable in Chicago. So you know what got me hooked? The NBA on NBC music, Bob Costas, the pregame show, NBA Showtime, all of that, including playing the national anthem and the starting lineup with Ray Clay, all of that got me into me loving sports the way I do now. It wasn't just Jordan.
That's wild.
Cook, Tim. Hell yeah.
I respect that. I respect the man when he tell a good lie. Because if he believe it or not,
What? Oh,
because they hooping everywhere in Chicago, and I ain't no goddamn way you done went out there and just watched dudes hoop. Okay, they done question your sexuality if you get in the park watching dudes play basketball. Don't you dare do that. Don't you say that. You know goddamn well Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan had a lot to do with that. Don't you give me no damn Johnny Red Kerr had more to do with that. What are you talking about? We watch the same shit. We watch the same shit. Okay?
I understand that, but I'm saying
fucking Bill Whittington ain't done that for you.
WGN, anybody? I remember WGN.
I know Dennis Hobson got you out. Cut it out.
No. If it wasn't for Jordan and Pippen, the Bulls wouldn't have been on NBC.
You wouldn't have watched
obviously.
Okay. Huh? You weren't watching Bucks games. I didn't have cable either. I stole the shit just like everybody else.
you had the tuner.
But listen, man, listen. Like I said, I love a good lie when somebody believes a lie. Okay.
No, I'm just being real with you. Like I'll also say this: you would not know me had it not been for NBA on NBC.
Would that be unfortunate? I'm glad I met you because you're a good fella, but you lie sometimes. I like you a lot, actually, but you lie sometimes.
So you guys don't like John. You don't care about like the pregame, like inside the NBA or anything.
Clearly
like
not.
No. Okay. Let me try this again. Maybe if I put it in another context, this will help. Okay. Do you care who calls a football game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is important. It is important.
Okay, so you guys will sit down and watch the game specifically because Troy Aikman is on the call.
No, I will give you an example. Can I give you an example here?
You can give me yes, please.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
Okay,
let's
say this. Maybe I'm a lunatic. I probably am, just based on the reactions that you guys have given me tonight. But here's the thing.
Good golly.
If there is a Hornets and I'm going to basketball, I understand that. But if there's a Hornets and Blazers game, for example,
okay,
you bet your ass that I am putting it on Eric Collins, the Hornets announcer, over whoever the Blazers have. And this is no disrespect to that. It is very hard to be a play-by-play guy. Trust me, that is not my thing. But I love Eric Collins' passion, his energy, the way he feels like a fan calling a game. Oh, Bridges, oh my God! LaMelo Ball! I love that shit. That is awesome.
I'll go further. There have been times when those late night TNT games, if Marv Albert wasn't calling the game, I'll turn it off and just turn it back on for Inside the NBA.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
serious.
John, I almost feel like I have to take a step back because I'm not tuning into specifically the Charlotte regional.
Do you even know who Eric Collins is?
I do know. I do know Eric Collins. I'm not disrespecting him as a commentator, but I'm not going out of my way to watch the Charlotte Hornets solely for that.
Right. Well, yeah, I watch Hornets basketball.
I'll do you one better. When the Clippers, because again, y'all try to get out of the point that I'm trying to make. I see what y'all doing, and I respect it, but I pay attention and I listen. That's what I tell my woman. I listen, so be careful what you tell me. So, when the Clippers game starts, what is the music?
It's stupid ass FanDuel. It's stupid ass FanDuel.
Give it to me. How does it go? You've heard it 82 times this year. Give it to me.
I know it because that's
kind of
I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not good. It's corny. Their graphics are terrible.
But does it change the way you view the game?
I bet you if it was better, I'd be more engaged in it. I'd be like, oh man, I can't wait to watch this. They're going to have analytics here. They're going to have player stats up here. They're going to have video down here. They're going to have an analyst come in and give me some good stats as opposed to, oh, let's see what he had for dinner last night. I don't care about that. Give me some analytics.
Y'all got me there, man, because I ain't even going to put me to sleep.
Oh, wait, what?
Ain't that the whoever's son called the Clipper games? What's his name?
Oh, are you saying
Noah?
Yeah.
Noah Eagle?
Him?
You don't like Noah Eagle?
No, Snorefest.
Because he called the Olympics. It was Noah Eagle and Dwayne Wade calling
Yeah,
the Olympics.
it was great.
When Steph hit that.
Something? I said what I said.
Okay, so wait, John. First of all, I'm glad that you know who Noah Eagle is. Who are your favorite
I love nepotism.
commentators?
I got 5 kids. I can't wait to give them everything.
Who are your favorite commentators? Like play-by-play guys, I would say.
Rest in peace, Stacey King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They all dying on me. I love Bill Walton. Mark Jackson's religion got him out the business. And Jeff Van Gundy don't want to do it no more. So
You like crazy dudes, man. You
can't
like
tell.
crazy dudes.
Then you should like Eric Collins. Eric Collins is a lunatic.
That's something. That's for attention. That ain't real. I like people. I like people who can dissect the game, but give you a friendly feel to it. Like we could sit here and we could be in an arena. They could be talking to millions of people, but it feels like we at a table and we all watching the game on a 20-inch. That's the feel that I think the best commentators did, and that's what Jeff Van Gundy did, and that's what Mark Jackson did. And it's a travesty that because of politics, personal politics, that Mark Jackson can't be a part of something like this. Because Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, I would have watched a separate call on YouTube. I would have turned the volume down on my television.
Hey,
and listen to them.
You could have listened to Pat McAfee tonight.
Oh hell!
Why would I want to do that?
I'm just saying it was an alternative for the commentary.
Josh, can I ask you this? Like,
Not a fan.
Can you picture, Josh, what Sunday Night Football looks and sounds like?
Absolutely.
NBC, right? Can you picture what Monday Night Football looks and sounds like?
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, I don't even know what it is anymore. But you can
Thursday is Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to get into Al
Terrible
Michaels.
call.
I know. I agree. I'm not a fan. I know the Thursday night familiarity.
Yeah,
I don't like the Thursday night.
Yeah, it's brand new, so I don't blame you if you don't know that one. But my point here is that you can see in your head how these games feel and sound.
Yeah.
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. But like you can see the Monday Night Football logo come in. You can see the panoramic drone shot of the stadium with the score bug at the bottom. You can see, like, am I wrong? Everybody here on this panel, you're lying if you don't know it.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I think the bottom line is the last few years of the NBA Finals, it felt like the production gave up. It was just
they had
game.
digital finals logos because they were bullied into putting them on the court, and players were running through the digital logos.
Yeah,
they're going to tell me that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it had to step it up. They had to step it up.
They had SGA running through a digital logo on the floor against Halliburton.
Now, to be fair, Grant, he didn't know he was running through it because he wasn't.
This is not on him. I'm just saying. Yeah,
when
fouled.
LeBron blocked Andre Iguodala's layup, what was on the court display?
The Finals logo.
They had the Finals with the cursive on the floor.
Yeah, they was on the floor, bro. Like
the call.
Sure?
The call was awesome.
The trophy wasn't on the floor, but the Finals logo was.
You talk about the Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, how you can see these things.
Yeah.
What's your greatest moment in the last 5 years in the NFL that you could personally remember?
The Rams winning the Super Bowl.
Okay, Rams winning the Super Bowl. What do you remember about that?
First of all, I thought Al Michaels' call was insanely bad on the last play. This was the Rams winning.
The Aaron
Donald sack. Aaron Donald made the play of his life on 4th and 1. And Al Michaels goes, "Oh, he almost got it," and it looks like the Rams are going to take over.
Grant, you're making John's point.
Thank you.
Wait, why?
You just made
it was terrible.
Because that's the point.
Why should I remember that over the actual play?
Because the one thing that apparently stood out to you was a bad call.
Yeah,
that's John's
It's a terrible
point.
call. Why? Imagine if it was great.
Right, but do you remember as much? I said this on the show a week or two ago. And again, I feel like I'm into the layout, I'm into the display, but I feel like all of a sudden I'm starting to side with John on this, and I don't want. This is something that John. No. This is something that John,
brother.
You know, you're my BFF, but I don't want to side with you on this. But I'm starting to feel like I'm leaning towards this.
Okay.
I mentioned it a week or so ago, like in poker. Do they remember the good beats or the bad beats? They remember the bad beats, and they remember, you know. And if you're watching it on TV, you're remembering like the commentary of the bad, the negative. And like, if you were asking me what was the key thing that I remember the most about that Rams Super Bowl win, it was the halftime show.
Yeah, it was a great.
But that was me. That's just me. But the fact that you are with the big Rams fan, but then the big thing that you remember the most is the bad call, as opposed to the play.
But
you
that's
remember
my
the commentary.
But that is also my point. Is that imagine if there was a legendary call like we got in so many. Like I can't even go back to how many great calls we've had in sports history.
What you mean you can't go back? What you mean you can't go back?
Do you believe in miracles? Yes. Like you remember that?
Give him to me. Give him to me. Give him to me.
The 1988 when what's his name? Bob Gibson hit the home run off of Dennis Eckersley.
Oh yeah, Kirk Gibson. Yeah,
Kirk Gibson. Excuse me.
Help him.
Shoot, do you want me to go like each finals? Like when Jordan hit the shot over Elo against the Cavalier or whatever, when he hit it over the Cavaliers.
Bulls win. He hit it.
Yeah, there you go. Stolen by Bird. We remember all these things.
Yes, yeah. Come on, John. Like, come on.
Like magic for the shot. It's good. Like Chick Hearn saying all these things. Like, there's a reason why Chick Hearn is so highly respected because he coined all these things that we now remember.
And then when Jordan hit when Jordan hit the last shot in '98, Bob Costas said, "If that is the last shot we've ever seen by Michael Jordan, how magnificent is it?" Come on, that is poetry.
Like John,
bro.
you can't just like you were saying Tim's line. You're lying too because there's no way you don't remember any of those.
What I will tell you about the Michael Jordan last shot, I thought Bob Costas editorializing everything.
My gosh.
Like he's Walter.
Okay, I will agree with John here. I will agree.
Was a travesty.
I will agree here.
I'm sorry. That is the greatest shot in NBA history. Ruined. You can't even play that call anymore because Bob Costas went on a long editorial rant like he's on fucking 60 Minutes. Okay?
Landed Tim.
It took 10 seconds to say it.
Give me the 10 seconds.
I just said it 5 seconds ago.
How is a 10-second quote? But
see, now you're nitpicking, John. Like, okay, maybe it's not 10 seconds.
I am splitting hairs. You are 100% correct. I'm splitting hairs right now. But my point being is that when you have these moments, Havlicek steals the ball. You have these iconic calls.